In the journey of the Israelites from Egypt to the Promised Land, three siblings, Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, played critical roles. Moses was the prophet and leader. Aaron was the high priest. Miriam was a prophetess and worship leader. All three were chosen by God, deeply trusted by the people, and greatly used in his plan. Yet each of them, at different points, committed serious offenses against God. And each faced consequences. Miriam's sin, pride and rebellion. In Numbers 12, Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses. Their initial complaint was about Moses marrying a Cushite woman, but their deeper issue was questioning his spiritual authority. Has the Lord indeed spoken only through Moses? Has he not spoken through us also? Numbers chapter 12 verse 2. God immediately responded. He called all three to the tent of meeting and defended Moses' unique relationship with him, declaring that Moses spoke with God face to face. As a consequence of her rebellion and pride, Miriam was struck with leprosy, a visible sign of impurity and judgment. Aaron, recognizing their sin, pleaded with Moses for mercy. Moses, though he was the one wronged, interceded for his sister with a short but heartfelt prayer. "O God, please heal her, please." Numbers chapter 12 verse 13. God agreed to heal her, but she was shut out of the camp for 7 days, a public act of discipline and restoration. Aaron's sin, complicity and irreverence. Although Aaron joined in Miriam's criticism, he wasn't struck with leprosy. However, he later faced a different consequence for a separate sin. In Numbers 20, at the waters of Meribah, the people of Israel were again complaining, this time about the lack of water. God commanded Moses and Aaron to speak to the rock, and water would flow. But instead, Moses struck the rock twice with his staff in anger, and said, "Hear now, you rebels, shall we bring water for you out of this rock?" Numbers chapter 20 verse 10. Both Moses and Aaron were held accountable. God declared, "Because you did not believe in me, to uphold me as holy in the eyes of the people of Israel, therefore you shall not bring this assembly into the land that I have given them." Numbers chapter 20 verse 12. Though Aaron had been Israel's high priest, he would not enter the promised land. Shortly after, in obedience to God, Moses took Aaron and his son Eleazar up to Mount Hor. There, the high priestly garments were passed from Aaron to Eleazar. Aaron died peacefully on the mountain, and the people mourned him for 30 days. Numbers chapter 20 verses 22 to 29. Moses' sin, disobedience and misrepresentation. Moses' sin at Meribah was significant. Instead of honoring God by speaking to the rock, he acted in frustration and struck it, misrepresenting God's holiness before the people. His words, "Shall we bring water?" also implied that he and Aaron, not God, were performing the miracle. Because of this, God told Moses, "You shall not bring this assembly into the land that I have given them." Numbers chapter 20 verse 12. Moses would later plead with God to allow him to enter the land, but God stood firm. Deuteronomy chapter 3 verses 23 to 27. Moses saw the promised land from a distance but died on Mount Nebo, and God himself buried him. Deuteronomy chapter 34 verses 1 to 6. Lessons from three leaders. The sins of Miriam, Aaron, and Moses serve as a powerful reminder that even God's most faithful servants are not above accountability. Each leader displayed moments of weakness, pride, jealousy, anger, or disobedience, and each faced God's discipline. Yet we also see God's mercy. He healed Miriam. He allowed Aaron to die with dignity and honor. He spoke tenderly to Moses until the very end. God is holy, and those who lead his people are called to uphold that holiness. But he is also merciful, restoring those who repent and using them for his purposes despite their flaws. Leadership in God's kingdom is a sacred responsibility. The stories of Miriam, Aaron, and Moses remind us that pride leads to downfall. Reverence for God must be preserved. Even spiritual giants can fall short, but God's grace remains. May we walk humbly, speak carefully, and honor God faithfully in whatever role we are given.